We are live in the building. Y'all know what it is. Attitude Era Podcast. Do not adjust your sets. Do not adjust your TVs, your computer, your phone, whatever device you may be on. Um, we got another match for WrestlePalooza, you know what I'm saying? AKA Drew McIntyre taking on the undisputed WWE well, he's not the podcast champion, but you know what it is. Cody Rhodes. So I thought he wasn't gonna be able to wrestle. I thought the movie might have had him out of pocket, you know what I'm saying? But apparently not, good brothers and sisters. The American Nightmare is back as he makes the save. What is going on in the career and the mind of Randy Orton? And I gotta say that with all due respect, my people, because guess what? I saw Randy Orton try to punk hit somebody, and I loved it. I was cheering for it. I'm mad at the ref for getting involved. I feel like the ref's fault. You know what I'm saying? It is the ref's fault that Randy lost. I can't do it. Grmage. You know what I mean? What's good? What's good? What's good?
Yo, what's going on, man?
Got Gamage in the chat. You just finished watching, like I just finished watching. We just finished seeing for the first time. Um, but SmackDown has come to a conclusion. Cody Rhodes is back. The Beast out here breaking characters and breaking people and breaking pants. You know what I'm saying? A lot going on. Two title matches tonight. On a show. How you feel about SmackDown?
For SmackDown, this wasn't a bad SmackDown. It was not bad. I don't think it was the greatest. It wasn't bad though.
I'm rolling with you, bro. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was. I don't know what's a fair estimate to get because I think if I say it's an 8, right? People have an expectation of what an 8 should be. Um, but 7.5, 8. And I'll say that. Vinny, what up? What up? Click members, I see you in the building. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't say 6. I like the Cody Rhodes at the end. I like the Brock at the beginning. I think they started the show strong. I think they ended strong. I said in our chat, I know the world can't see it. I thought the women's WWE championship match should have ended the show. And I said, what's the main event? I think you responded, hey, it's Drew and Randy.
Yeah.
My bad, never mind. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's good placement. Yeah, Ray Phoenix, and then that was the other match. Ray Phoenix getting a shot at Sami Zayn on the U.S. Open Challenge.
Yeah. When was the last time Ray Phoenix was on TV?
Yeah, I think, and Vinny said it right there. The match cooked. I agree. Um, I think those things. I think SmackDown did its job pushing for. Brought us another match. So now we know for the WWE. Y'all know what it is. You know what I mean? Y'all know what it is. You know what I mean? On the line. You know what I mean? Yeah, Triple A is about to start. I'm about to tap in with that on my phone on the side.
Yeah, same.
Shout out. But I do think that what was I just saying? Oh, Cody
Uh,
Rhodes taking on Drew McIntyre, WrestlePalooza. DNA, because I know he's watching, you know what I'm saying? If he ain't watching right now, he's about to tap in. He's gonna watch the playback. Hey, brother, I'm very happy with the tickets, brother. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a match that I definitely I don't feel like Drew's gonna win. I just think they're gonna ride Cody with a lengthy reign. I would love to see Cody get lose that belt to Drew. It will really solidify Drew. I really think that we got to get into the habit of getting these guys championships. You have 2 world titles. You have the WWE. I don't like calling it undisputed. You did away with the Universal. You created a new title, which will no longer make that title undisputed. It's disputed. You even had a match
so
between the World Heavyweight Championship champion and the WWE champion at Crown Jewel one year, right? So it's clearly disputed. So what are we doing here? Polo, yeah, yeah, we tapped in a little bit. Um,
Yeah, they still call it undisputed.
yeah, yeah, that's why I just think it's dumb. Like, I get it. It combined with the US, it combined with the Universal title, but how long is it gonna be before you honor the fact that you have a whole nother world title with a whole nother world champion? You know what I mean? Because you're kind of like disservicing it.
Yeah, once they made the world heavyweight title, it was no longer undisputed.
It was no longer undisputed. Exactly. You made another title to compete. WWE, but again, I can't expect people from this type, who do this type of booking. But I thought tonight was good, man. I really did. I thought the pacing of the show was good. Um, any standout highlights? 'Cause I know people want to watch World Collide, and there was a big announcement today. Now, a lot of us already speculated, kind of already had an idea. You know what I'm saying? For what it's gonna be. What up, Mike McCullough? You know the click is in the building. What up, Polo? I know you ain't got no green on, but there was one time you was the number one draft pick for the B team. You know what I'm saying? What up? What up? What up? What up? You know what I'm saying? Um, Vinny, let's talk about that. Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton. Is that
Uh,
Lillian Garcia? Tiffany Stratton.
oh man.
I'm not mad at how they did Jade. I
Let
think
me.
if you wanna go ahead.
I, maybe it's me. I did enjoy this match more than the SummerSlam one.
Okay.
I would have been annoyed if Nia interrupted the match, but she waited after. But I do
Right.
like that it was a double count out.
Yes.
I
I
actually like
believe
that that was a double count out.
I think it led to the inexperience of Jade to show like I just want to get my hands on her in this belt. I think it lended to the fact that Tiffany, I think they said this was her eighth defense. And so it's like, hey, man, they just talked about the champion's advantage. Booker T just talked about that, the champion's advantage. What up, SCB First Lady? I see you in the chat. I know you ain't a click member just yet, but you know what I'm saying? What up? What up? What up? She doesn't look weak. Neither one look weak. I don't know if they're ever going to pull the trigger on Jade.
I don't think it happens this year.
Mm,
I don't think it happens this year. My only big annoyance is this is just going to lead to Nia getting another title shot. It's probably going to lead to a triple threat match,
right.
but
Right.
I'm just over. I just have Nia fatigue. I know I mentioned it prior. She's gotten more
Big
title
time
opportunities.
machine? You got Nia fatigue?
I have Nia
Yam
fatigue.
Yam Bigelow?
I have Nia fatigue with her getting title shots. That's my fatigue. She's gotten more
Bro,
than any wrestler this year.
that could be true. I'm not sure. I didn't do the statistics on that. I didn't run the ballistics on that shot that he just fired. Okay. However, come, I will say that they need a monster in the female division. It spices things up. There's a couple things every division should have, even if it's mid tier, heavy world title, tags, whatever. There should always be a monster lurking, whether he or she is in plain sight, whether he or she is running roughshod over their division, whatever they're doing, there should always be a monster. There should always be the high flying act, the woo, woo, woo. The tag team specialist or the team specialist, the solo high flyer. Gotta have one of them, right? Gotta have a strong man. Gotta have that big bouncer throw him out the club. They get mad eliminations in the Royal Rumble type event. You need that strong man, right? These things are cornerstone pillars to help carry divisions because without them, it doesn't bring validity because once you go from one, you can springboard to the next one. Then in between those ones you spring those pillars, there's other people who get shots. You know what I'm saying? A Sami Zayn, the wrestler, the technician, the guy who's just hot. He's just hot. He or she's just hot. And what I feel with Nia Jax, she's their monster. She is their monster. So it doesn't hurt to give her the title shots because when she walks in, she clearly dominates. And on the flip show, it's Raquel. I think those people, even though the women now have mid tier titles and both are fledgling, Well, the U.S. women's title is kind of fledgling. It's kind of dead right now. It's kind of dead. Like Julia getting it and beating up on Machine is kind of cool, but it's like it ain't doing what Becky Lynch and AJ Lee, like that shit brought. Ain't no title doing what that title doing.
Yeah.
To be honest, that might be the number one title right now in the WWE as far as like all eyes on the observation. Like you know what I'm saying. Everybody's looking. You know what I'm saying. But I'm not mad with Nia Jax getting it. I do think I feel you though. She's had a lot of shots, but she's their monster. You got to go through Nia Jax. It's a big machine. You see them. You see how she came in that black tight.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that they could have had and developed other monsters that could have been more legitimate than her.
Who?
That
What monsters?
I mean, again, they let them go. Shayna Baszler could have been one.
Okay. I wouldn't have marketed her as the monster. I would have marketed her as a. I see what you're saying though. Like maybe it is a monster. Maybe I'm miscategorizing it. But someone who's running roughshod because she's got such mat technician prowess with the mixed martial arts that like yo, and she's not playing with y'all. She's putting a hurting on y'all. She's breaking things. I would have been okay with that. So I think that I think you're right. I think that is the monster category.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about sheer size. Who can visually, aesthetically, when I see you on screen, I'm like, oh shit, David and Goliath feel, and that's always going to be Nia Jax, and it's always going to be Raquel. So they
I mean,
always have that advantage
do the height, even though it's too soon because she's in NXT. You could do that with Lash Legend.
when she comes up. Yes, no disagreement. Not from me. Not from me. I'm not. I'll be a fool to tell you otherwise. Penta in the ring right now. Worlds collide, y'all. They done killed this character and then they put him in a suit. Worlds collide. You know what I'm saying? It's
Nah, I mean,
crazy.
Penta always wears a suit when he's not wrestling, even if
Nah,
he's
but
like
it's
in
you
advance.
don't get to wear a suit. When I stuttered in that battle, when I stumble, I ain't get to do my theatrics. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get to put up on the screen when the Dallas cash receipt. You know what I'm saying? I ain't get to do all that. Let's go back a couple of weeks to when you became an affiliate for the shop for the WWE. Well, it appears to me, it seems to be, they give up cash for apparel, but you in here taking clotheslines from me. You know what I mean? I ain't get to throw that joint up. I ain't even got the original one up anymore. The original one where he pinned it, I had it circled in red. Do I have it up? I had it circled in red and then a square around it where it's pinned in yellow. So literally, when you see he's pinned in a squared circle, um, I gotta find it. I can't even. I don't see it in here. Yeah, well. Oh, I took that shit down. Your boy was upset. Yeah, boy was upset. Yeah, it's all good though. It's all good. I still got it in my phone. I'm gonna send it back after I finish watching this, and the next time I'll put it up on the screen. But damn. Damn. But yeah, outside of that, right? Like you said, no winner, double count out. Both women counted out Nia Jax, Jade Cargill, and Tiffany, didn't she?
Yeah,
Didn't she drop? Yeah. She beat Jade up on the outside and then
yeah, and she
squashed old
did
girl.
the bonsai drop.
Are they gonna? Do you think we get that match at WrestlePalooza?
Yeah, I think so.
WrestlePalooza.
I think so.
Here we go. Your boy about to be an Indy. Okay, so that's if you think that's match is do do you think it's triple threat or are we gonna go? No, it's just gonna be a one-on-one rematch between Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, it's triple threat.
Triple threat.
It's triple threat.
Not
What
bad.
what I
I'm just excited.
Yeah, what I do like about the double countout, this whether Naya had interfered in or not after, it opens the
Mhm.
door for Jay to make that argument that I still never lost the 1v1.
Mm. That's a good argument. Oh, yeah, that's a good argument because again, it opens her up for another title shot with Nick Aldis, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre. Let's get back to the main event real quick. Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre. Do you Cody Rhodes comes out in the end to save Randy Orton. Drew McIntyre gets a victory, right? Um, I guess it was clean, right? I mean, he didn't cheat.
It it was clean, but then it wasn't because Orton did get distracted by the ref to not do the punt kick.
He was about to unkick. He's about to kick his head off. It's wild watching wrestling with no volume because all I see is pentalight.
Yeah, same.
It's crazy.
I don't know if it's noticeable. That's why like the flash on my end is like you just see lighting blinking because I have it on my
Oh no,
screen.
I don't know if it's no. I'm just looking over here to kind of like peep, but I can't hear anything. So
Yeah,
I don't know
see,
what
it's
he
me
said.
for
He is
me.
like he up there like no me gusta. Uh, you know. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this one time. Is Randy Orton in a good position or bad position? He seems like he takes a lot of L's. Crowd loves him. He is I don't want to say he's a relic, man, but that's it's like he's a nostalgia act almost. It's starting to feel like because he takes these losses and he always looks good in them, but it's still a loss. He's not getting any closer to a championship. Does Randy get another championship run in this point in his career?
If Drew doesn't dethrone Cody, Randy's a possibility. Because I don't see how you don't do a Cody and Randy feud. Now, whether it's gonna be a title, like a heavyweight champ, like a WWE championship feud or not, remains to be seen. But whether it is or not, you can't really pass up that feud.
Mm,
And I feel like it will make more sense where he is right now if this builds up to him being heel again, because he might just get frustrated.
okay.
Because in a lot of the matches he's lost in, it's because either he's held back or someone or something is holding him back. You saw it with Drew. The ref held him back. The King of the Ring tournament, when he had his match with Cody, he held back to not punk kick Cody when he could have. And remember the end of the match when Cody gave him his props, Orton was still vexed.
Yeah, he was.
So if this leads to a Cody and Randy feud for the title, then I think he's in a good spot because I think that's very possible. And this is if Drew does not dethrone him.
I ain't gonna lie. I will be in the building at WrestlePalooza, the very first. You may see me pop up on TV. You know what I'm saying? If you see me pop up on TV, screenshot it or video surveillance the joint and send it to me. I got a shirt for you. You know what I'm saying? I got a shirt for you. So I don't know if I'm gonna be that close to the ring. But this time, unlike SummerSlam, I'm trying to be up there. I'm trying to be up there. I'm trying to be so close I can knife hand chopper. But you know what I'm saying? But no, I am trying to be close though. I ain't I don't know if Randy gets another championship run. And I'm almost at a point where they might have like one or two title shots left for him before they feel like, all right, guys, the jig is up. The fans know he's never gonna win. Um, I ain't gonna get kicked out. You know what I'm saying? That'd be crazy if I did. Hey, if you see me getting drug out of a WWE event, that'd be wild. Hey, screenshot it, record it, take the picture, send it to me. I got a shirt for you. You know what I'm saying? Um, I do. Randy takes a lot of high powered L's. He looks good, so he doesn't look weak. They've not. They have as many L's as he taken. King of the Ring runner up 2 years in a row. Uh, you know, um, he lost to who do you have a championship match? Gunther. He had the match against and Gunther was the first year's King of the Ring final that he was against too. So it's
Yeah.
like you double tap that loss. But Randy has not looked weak, and his I don't feel like his stock has like plummeted, right? Like, and I don't want to say this out loud. It's got to happen. AJ Styles, salute to you, Jeff Balo, 619, San Diego, my guy. I think he'll get close, but no cigar. Me and you, me and you right here, Jeff Balos, 619. I know you San Diego. Because Rey Mysterio told us San Diego was 619. And I used to live out there. I think with Rey, let's look at AJ Styles. A year ago, AJ Styles wrestled Cody Rhodes offshore in I think it's Paris, right? Phenomenal, fun. Remember the whole thing was
Yeah.
panning up and down. The thing it was like this.
Yeah.
That thing
It
was
went
jumping.
crazy.
I like the way I look when I'm, you know what I mean. But anyway, let me get out of here and stop doing that foolishness.
Yeah.
This year I feel like it was a demotion because he's back in the title picture. But what title? The IC title. Don't tell me it's a step down, not a step down. And I love mid tiers, but when you're the world title guy, world champion, and now you're not seeing those shots, it's mid tier. You're on this side of your career, buddy. You're on this side. It's the opposite way when you're going like this. If you look at the careers like Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, nobody goes from the world title picture to the mid card. Because after that, it's tag team. After that, it's the tag team picture. You don't believe me? Ask Ric Flair. You know what I'm saying? Remember when Ric Flair was IC champion? And then they had him the last years of his career, he was doing tag work. Up to the Shawn Michaels first retirement, not
Yeah.
all that other stuff. And the reason for that, you're older, it's less credible, especially if you look the age you kind of are, right? But I say that for AJ because AJ lost steam. AJ did lose the credibility to be in the world title picture. And that maybe had to do with his size, maybe it didn't. Maybe it just had to do with his but Randy doesn't seem to have lost a step. They haven't relegated Randy down to the mid tiers. They've kept him in the main event picture. And I think I don't know what it is about Randy Orton. He's special, because AJ is special too, but AJ got pushed to the mid tiers. Nah, Vinny, they doing Jay dirty. Zell, what up? What up? What up? Zell, hey, um, cult of personality. I feel your anger. The reason I'm trying to sing that is the other night, Zell, you ain't see Wednesday Night Wars, bro. Zell became a member at the final hour. Archie was like, hey. It was like when CM Punk came back because we haven't seen Zell in a little minute. And I'm talking about it was the final hour. We was like, all right, we're gonna get and then it said the new member and it was green. I seen it was Zell. Oh man. Oh my gosh, yo, exactly, Mike. Yo, it was the final seconds. Yo, if you could go back and watch the last Wednesday Night Wars, normally I would say go watch the show, blah blah blah. Just go back and look at the last 60 seconds. It tells everything. I swear I'm gonna make that a short. That shit. Oh man. That shit was funny. I apologize. What about the US title run? That's above mid tier, right? No, mid tier is US title as well. It's just on a separate show. Even when it was in
Yeah.
WCW, it's the mid tier. And there's not I love mid tiers. Mid tiers lets me know who's gonna be the next guy. Mid tiers are usually always your workhorse kind of guys, especially around the IC title. WWE specific. That year they went to SummerSlam overseas and that whole thing was going down with Hogan and all that. And they had all them issues, and they ran British Bulldog versus Bret Hart as the main event, and they tore the roof off that thing. That let me like Mr. Perfect, Ravishing Rick Rude, all mid tier guys. You know what I'm saying? That's why I hate when people like Sami Zayn say, "I deserve it." Define that. A lot of wrestlers putting in some pain and gain, bro. Jake the Snake Roberts never even held the title. Any title. The only title he had was the Snake. His name is Jake Roberts. The only title he had, like Jake the Snake Roberts. Um. So anyway, U.S. title right now is being held. Dang, who holds the mid? I almost said it was Jacob, but Jacob just lost it to
Sammy.
who? Bambi.
I said Sammy. You said who's the U.S. champion?
Sammy, yeah. Bambi. Yo, audiogram. Make sure you check on your health, y'all. Archie been hating around. Hey. Oh my god, that was one of the funniest moments I think I've had on the show. Um, Undertaker's gun went off Archie's head. That was a crazy episode. It was like the last few seconds, man. I was dying laughing. But what a way to end that one. All right, Jeff Belo 619. Hey, tap in Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. We're live and after the PLEs. Check us out. Come on to YouTube too if you want, or Twitter. We can see the comments all in one motion versus I always got two phones out though, so we all good. But the mid tier titles, and I hate to say this about AJ, but he's on a downward spiral. Next will be tag team titles um, if he says, "Hey, these are my last matches," they won't do that to him. He might even get another world heavyweight championship shot. But Randy hasn't dropped. Randy's stock has been high, and he's had some serious fumbles. Remember the night he came back was the same night CM Punk came back.
Yeah.
And it's like, like damn man, Randy was gone for like a year and a half, a year.
About. Yeah, I
Man,
mean
that back
another thing with Randy is he's also a day one for WWE.
This is true. That may be the difference too. WWE doesn't typically do well with people who got hot in other places and then they come.
Yeah.
Very few times does that really work. Typically, especially in the Vince days, boy, you came from another company, you gonna be, you know what I mean? Ooh, ooh. But yeah, I think Randy. I hope I hope they at least make Randy a 16-time champion, right behind Cena. Maybe even tie Cena, but at least right behind him. Not 14 and
Yeah.
keep saying 14
I don't. I
because
don't.
Randy Orton, huh?
I think I gave up on that. I mean, I still stand by it. I still think it should have been Orton to break the record, but I don't see him probably getting no more than 15 if he gets another one.
I just was watching the highlight when he came out. I forgot what they were doing. He had the double belts, and I was like, man, who was the coldest double champ? And I think Randy Orton is up there, if not the guy. Like when you talk about double champs, his reign was like I'm punting people's heads. I'm giving his move should have been called not the punt kick, but the CTE. And I know they wouldn't have did that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, he's setting him up for CTE. That would have sounded crazy. You know what I'm saying? Um, um, salute to mainstay Zell. You know what I'm saying? Uh, salute. Yeah, the CTE would have been crazy. They just can't. They can't.
I
They
mean, I
took that
know.
move off in the curb stomp for that reason.
I know it's cliche. I would have at the time. I wanted to call the Punk Kick the Legend Killer because remember he was doing that to end Legends when he was doing it.
He did. He did. Disrespectful. Disrespectful. You're right. I think the legend. I ain't gonna lie. That CTE does sound kind of cold. Like you like,
Yeah,
no, no. Randy's gonna give him the CTE. Like
that would have.
knowing that that's like, and because imagine being a parent. Like, what do you mean? What is C? Did I hear that? James, what are you watching on TV that someone's giving out CTE? No, he's gonna kick him in his head, Ma. It's all right. Oh no, he's not. Little Jimmy ain't watching this. Not in my house. So I Randy Orton. Then you got the RKO. Matter of fact, the most dangerous three letters in the CTE is crazy. CTE. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think it's a
Someone come up with
supplement.
an acronym for what the CTE can stand for, but it's the CTE, and he's CTE, and he kicks somebody in the head. You like, oh, yo, I love it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? The curb stomp is crazy. They let that ride. The curb stomp, you curb stomp it. Come on, bro. That's kind of it's not worse than CTE though. CTE after all that NFL concussion protocol, and you be like, yeah, yeah. But salute to them. Um,
Shoot, or you
oh, that
can,
fly.
or just do what you did with RKO. Instead of CT, call it RTE.
Yeah, but I need CTE because it stands. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people have hurt and been messed up from CTE? And you talking about this guy. Yo, I know my little kids, my girls, right? There's certain trigger words that can be said on their tablets or on the TV when they're watching stuff. And I immediately like, what you watch? Hey, like, it'll catch my attention. If you be like, I them announcers, like, imagine Booker T, like, oh no, dog, he about to give him CTE. You be like, what is CTE? And this dude about to and then the ref, and that should always be the thing, the ref trying to stop it. Or if Randy does it from here like seldomly, they get it off and he's automatically disqualified. And Randy goes on a nasty heel run, punt kicking people. Start with Nick Aldis. Randy gets suspended. He's out, gone for like, let's say 4 to 6 weeks, right? When he comes back, he ain't stopped. He punts somebody again. Guess what? He gone for another 4 weeks. They start talking about fine. So we ain't seen Randy for 8, 12 weeks, 2 to 3 months. That puts us in tune to Survivor Series. And they put him in an unsanctioned match with whoever he kept punt kicking. And by doing that, that means no one can. And Randy should kick whoever it is 4 fucking times. 4 of them. Like hit don't 4 times, bro. 4 times. Like do something so dramatic to drag the lifeless body on the third one to the bottom rope and put his head on the rope, and you get on the apron on the outside and you run and you kick that shit again, and you kick that shit again. Whoever sell, they got to roll into the ring and take that L. You know what I'm saying? Randy's back that fast. Can't yo, the CTE is what's up, bro. CTE is what's up. Um, can't think ever again.
That's good.
That's good. We just
That's
dropped it
actually pretty
again though.
good.
Just leave it. Just can't think ever. Like what? Yeah, ever again. Like oh my gosh. But then that super CTE should be him dragging somebody to the bottom rope and putting their head out there, getting on the apron and just kicking their head off the rope. You know that rope will vibrate. What? Crazy, crazy. Or kick somebody into and then kick his body into the steel steps. The steel steps always work. They're loud. That's like them metal, them tinfoil things that your mama put them turkeys in. We used to get in trouble because we used to wrestle. They sound like chair shots when we hit somebody with them.
Yeah.
We used to be like, "Yo, who got them? Who got them Thanksgiving joints?" And then trays, and we used to have wrestling matches. You'd be like, "Yo, we got a chair bong." If your kid do that, whoop them, because they don't need to do that. They can't be out here giving out CTE because little kids will give people CTE for real, for real. Because one of them will go in their backpack and pull out a history book or their real laptop because they ain't got books.
Yeah.
They be like, they be doing the most. They be doing the most. But I want to talk about Sami Zayn a little bit. Sami Zayn with Ray. Ray Felix. Is it
Phoenix.
Phoenix in the W? Okay, all right. I gotta make sure I get on my. Um, wait, how did you feel about the match first of all, and how do you feel about Sami Zayn doing this? The U.S. Open Challenge.
The match was good, and I'm not opposed to him doing the challenge. It actually helps other mid carders in the show who haven't really been used to be used. Which there is something I want to point out, but later on if we get to it.
I didn't even think of it like that. Um, Sami Zayn. One thing Sami Zayn doesn't do is put on bad matches. I call him the Canadian hobo, but that's based on how he looks. He looks unshaved. He looks unkept. Sometimes he does line it up though, but usually he doesn't. It looks like he just finished drinking Guinness Stout and walked into the ring because nobody drinks Guinness Stout except for like unks. If you drink Guinness Stout, they call you on. You probably also drink Night Train too. Mad Dog 2020 and shit.
Yikes.
Put that Night Train in your freezer and let that shit get thick. Then you drink it. I used to drink that shit. I'm I'm happy I'm still here with y'all. But no, like the match was fire, and I heard a rumor that yo, it's definitely um that Sami Zayn may win the next year's Royal Rumble, and they're looking at literally putting a world title on him. But they're using this U.S. title as a test trial to see how he handles it, see how the crowd handles him. You know, if you just heard that, that was that VSOP. We are not on no Mad Dog anything. We're gonna corrupt the labels. You know what I'm saying? But it's that VSOP. Only the finest spirits. I don't go to church for these. Um,
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that if it is a test run for him.
would you be okay? I think Sammy needs a lot of elevation to get to world title status. I do think after watching his match with John Cena last week, his match tonight, it's not as far off as Jey Uso. Jey Uso, you didn't put the work in. He happened organically, but that's yo, I gotta find her, bro. I gotta find her. I know the church she go to. That thing was stanging, bro. If you could, it wasn't a son just because she was a Jehovah's Witness, and she came over with this. Talk about that offline. Anyway, um, and I had Vinny on the phone, and she came back to my crib days. Anyway, I was just trying to do God's work. So with Sammy, I don't think he was that far off. Well, I did before, but after watching these last few matches, watching him with the title, seeing how the crowd reacts to him, I think if they put the work in on him like they should have done on Jey Uso, by the time the Royal Rumble comes around, you'll look at him as a viable candidate. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because he would have dominated the mid tiers by the time we get there. If his U.S. title run is about 6-7 months, and he does this U.S. Open Challenge for let's say 8-9 weeks straight, we got NXT people pop up. Yo, what if overseas pop up? Remember when John Cena? It was Kevin Owens. He was the NXT champion. So don't think it's too far fetched. And remember, Kevin was talking reckless to John.
Yeah.
He was talking crazy. He was like, when I want your title, we'll fight when I say so. You know, you don't get and then he's like, oh my God. He said he pop up powerbomb John. Yo, he had John looking crazy. And that's why I think they definitely failed Kevin Owens because he was immediate impact. His impact rivals that of Jacob Fatu's. And I would say it was slightly better because not only did he do it with impact physically, with a demonstration of brute force and raw ability and ass kicking, he hit a promo against one of the best promoters and held his own, if not did better than him. And I think that's a damn hard spot to pull off, especially main roster. NXT, they kind of know your flow, they know your style. It's in Orlando pretty much every week. The same people are coming. You know what I'm saying? Orlando crowd don't hold but like 500 people, 300 people. It ain't nothing super crazy. It's a great place to learn and develop and build a following. But at the same time, you can mess up down there too. But man, KO was so nasty when he came. Damn, they fucked
Yeah.
up KO, man. I it just makes my bad, bro. Anyway, Sami Zayn. Do you think it's feasible that he becomes viable for the world heavyweight or for the WWE undisputed by WrestleMania season? I'll say that WrestleMania season, going into the Rumble and so forth.
I do, but I also feel like depending on who's champion, I just don't know who he would go for.
That makes a world of difference. That does make a world of difference. Who are champs right now? Seth Rollins and Cody.
Yeah. And technically there's a story for both of them.
Facts.
There's a story for both. Even though they teased him and Seth like a few months ago, but I mean, let's call it what it is. The WWE Undisputed title is going to be the belt everybody's going to prefer to chase after first.
Okay.
So it's I
Okay.
don't know.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think that watching him tonight, yeah, Mike, Seth is out the picture, I think. Because Seth has two major mega feuds going simultaneous, and both can headline a WrestleMania. You could do a Seth versus CM Punk with wives in each corner, right? And you can make some crazy stipulation that if whoever loses, their wife is going to be removed from the roster. Right now, they can always come back and figure something out, a way to bring them back. But um, they could do something like that. Easy. It writes itself. We're going into WrestlePalooza. We're going into a mixed tag match, and it's one of the most anticipated matches in a very long time.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you have the OTC. This has been over a decade long in the making. Yes, they've had run-ins and altercations in the past, but never on the WrestleMania stage one-on-one. And it never ceases to end. Roman at WrestleMania 40 getting a chair shot in the back of Seth, but then he loses the title because he lost focus. Paul Heyman calling that out. There's a lot of story there
Yeah.
that's just as personal as the wives. So Seth Rollins has a WrestleMania 42 path that he could take either road and make some big money. Um, put the belt back on Roman. And I think Roman needs to take the World Heavyweight Championship for a couple of reasons. One, you haven't held that title. Two, you spent your year tearing it down. They need you to help build it up, brother, because let's be clear. If one title looks like dog shit and the other one doesn't, you're hurting your own brand. Ultimately, you're hurting your own brand. You need another major title so eventually you can do the champion versus champion matches and it's reputable. That's why I'll never forgive WWE for doing the crown jewel and you had Gunther lose. Neither one of those guys could stand for a loss at the time they were rolling. But someone had to lose. Why not beat Cody? He's undisputed champion, but guess what? Gunther says he's the best. He means it. And he's going into a lesser profile match with Jey Uso. He needs all the shit he can get. or he needed, at the time. But yeah, man, that's So let me ask you another question about Sami Zayn. How long do you think he keeps this U.S. champion open challenge going? And who are some names that you would like to see get involved into this?
So we are. Melo's already confirmed.
It's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. I think Shinsuke Nakamura is a possibility.
Ooh,
And this is what I wanted to get to later in the
you trying to
night.
get busy.
No, because later in the night, sorry, Sami Zayn had a promo post match. If you look in the background, Shinsuke was watching him.
For real?
Yeah, Shinsuke was watching him. That's the first time I've seen him on TV. I don't know since.
Since you lost that belt. Damn near.
Yeah, so they got Shinsuke out. They're getting Shinsuke out of catering.
You might be going to hell, brother. You can't say that.
I'm being respectfully.
Okay, that makes it okay. Dang, I missed that Shinsuke clip of
Yeah,
him in the background. That's crazy. I'm gonna definitely go back and rewatch it because Shinsuke should be. It's easy to keep him on TV after he loses that title because he's now chasing the belt he lost.
right.
But instead, he disappeared back into obscurity. So it's good to see him back because he definitely has a lot to give. Um, Super fire. Some people I would like to see. I would like to see since you're doing all these TNA mergers, bring a TNA guy over. Bring a TNA guy over.
I don't think they're bringing a
Um,
TNA person in the main roster.
I don't think so either, but it would be great to see it because again, you're doing open challenge, and John Cena opened doors when he did that. So you're not going to be able to top what John Cena did. But if you go in a different direction and do something he couldn't do, well, then now maybe you did top him, depending on who you ask. Two, it makes your run doing it stand out because there's something you can hang your hat on. I did something that was never done before. I brought a TNA guy on the main roster and fought him for a WWE championship or for the US, but for a title, a WWE title.
I mean, if
I
you're
would
doing
recommend
that,
Moose.
you said
I
Moose.
recommend Moose. Yep. If you're not gonna do Moose, you gotta pay Dolph Ziggler, aka Nick Nemeth, a lot of money.
Dolph is not doing it, bro.
Dolph will never do it.
He is not doing
Dolph
it.
will never do it. But if he did, if he did, like, come on, and it wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if he beat him and he took that US to. Oh my god! But I think that deals more with NXT. But yeah,
Yeah, but
if
also
I had to drink,
I think Dolph is low key done with WWE and how they've booked him for so many years. I think he's just done.
yeah,
I'm
I
not.
think he wasn't even a fan of the whole NXT thing because again, I was a world champion in WWE, and now you're gonna have me fight your developmental league. What does that say about us?
Yeah,
You know, um,
honestly, and I know nobody's gonna like it. If they were to do a TNA right now, I could see Joe Hendry being picked, and I only say Joe Hendry because that's who they chose for WrestleMania for Orton.
yeah, yeah.
Not, and I'm not gonna act like I agreed with that choice because I didn't. I think there were better options.
I don't think Joe Henry should even have been there, and not definitely not losing in those 6 minutes. But Worlds Collide is still on. You got any last minute save rounds before we get up out of here? We've been on for about 50 minutes, almost an hour. Feel like we covered some of the high points, essentially. But you got anything for the people?
Trying to see what else did they. I mean, one thing they did not touch on, I was kind of disappointed about was they didn't touch on Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford because they weren't there. And honestly, I really wanted to see where that was going to lead to.
Yeah, I think he did a thing on his Twitter too today. Um, this has to stop or something like that.
Yeah,
So very interesting. I do have one last thing. WWE announcement today confirmed. WrestleMania 43, Saudi Arabia. Any thoughts?
it was just a matter of time before that was going to happen. We kind of, I think we all knew at some point it was. I mean, it's not something like you're not going to catch me trying to go out there. But I think what bothers me and a lot of people, even if we knew this was going to happen, I don't think people like that. It's the first country that out of the U.S. getting this event. I think more people would have preferred London, like maybe Wembley Stadium. Even if it was in
Right.
Paris first, I think people would have preferred that. But now
I agree.
it's not. They just want the controversial route.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll say this: had they done it in Wembley, I would have tried to go.
A SummerSlam. Ooh. They did a SummerSlam out there, but they never did a WrestleMania.
No,
So it would be insane to see. Because go watch that SummerSlam. I believe it's 92. It's phenomenal.
yeah. So it sucks.
Vince McMahon pulling the baby face turn in real time without even doing anything.
Yeah.
Because people are just you got Mark Shapiro saying Vince made ticket prices affordable for the family. He didn't take advantage of the opportunity to basically cash out essentially.
I mean, I'll even go further and say if Vince was still running the WWE, I don't think he would have ever had WrestleMania go to Saudi. I don't think he would have done that.
No.
No, that is the greatest. If we were to ever make a list of the greatest creations Vince McMahon ever did in wrestling, WrestleMania is number one.
Mm.
He would not have let that happen.
I agree with you, brother. I think lots of things don't happen under Vince's watch. But remember, Vince, before he did the TKO deal, at one point he was about to sell it to the Saudis. So, hey man, you either die a hero or leave yourself, or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. You know, Vince definitely was gonna sell the company to some Saudis. It fell through for whatever reason. Um, and then shortly thereafter, we got UFC coming in, but and they came in and formed TKO. Um, so yeah. Any other last minute save rounds or anything like that before we get up out of here?
Uh, that might be about it for me right now.
Yeah, that might be about it for me,
Yeah.
man.
I think there was a rumor that they already they may have arguably they already confirmed Bianca and Charlotte to be at Mania 43. That's already rumored.
Mm. Well, I'm okay with that.
And all the legends they're trying to pay money to bring back for that Mania, but it's not confirmed.
I think a lot of them are gonna say no because they don't want like Shawn Michaels already looked stupid once. Why risk doing it again? You never know. That money they said he got 3 million for that match. Who knows what he would get nowadays? But yeah, I mean, outside of that, make sure to hit the subscribe, hit the like, leave a comment, hit the notification bell. This way, whenever we go live or we drop something, you'll be one of the first to know. And this way, you can go ahead and write little notes in the chat, leave comments, but you'll make sure to be able to see it. In order to do that, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the share. Do that for us. Also, become a member. Become part of the Wednesday Night Wars, the phenomenon. as the Horseman 97, who I don't see none of they people no more. I don't. But anyway, taking on the click, y'all know what it is. Season 1 winners, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We told you from the jump, you know what I'm saying, what it was gonna be. And so, but yeah, Gamaj, you want to tell them where they can find you at, what you got going on, any and everything you got going on?
Uh, so right now, I'm always active on Instagram. Y'all can follow me there at only game. The underscore in between has shown on my name there. And if you're trying to see more photos of people I meet, more videos I'm trying to post with people I've met that I haven't yet, I've just been so busy throughout the week. Just be on the lookout for that. I meant to put up the Good Brothers during the week. I've just been it was a lot going on, but that is gonna drop soon.
Mm, fire, 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 fire. Fire. And y'all know me, King HP. You know, you can find me on the Hall Priest Universe. This Sunday, we'll be doing the very first episode of From versus The Walking Dead. It is a comparative analysis where uh, we take the crew of one show, put them head to head against the crew of another show, and we're going to make them cross over and see if one could survive in the other one's hometown. The very first episode, From versus The Walking Dead, this Sunday, 9 p.m. sharp. Tap in. Don't, hit the subscribe over there, hit the like, hit the share. You know what I'm saying? We over there too. And then y'all know where to find us. From is fire, bro. From is fire. I'm about to get some shirts made and I'm gonna be giving them out too. So I look forward to seeing y'all. Vern Vito, what up? What up? What up? I see you in the chat on Instagram. Good looking, good brother. We see you over there to the Instagram family. Until next time, hit us up if anything breaks in the world of wrestling that is significant. We might just pop up live. So again, that notification bell is critical. Hit that thing. I'm trying to see if a new member pops up the way they did that, the way Zell did that on Archie on Wednesday. Go back and watch the Wednesday Night Wars. We also had our first battle on here as we season 1 of the Wednesday Night Wars came to a conclusion. It was myself versus Dallas Cash. Polls are in. Dallas Cash was the winner. But go check out the battle. A lot of bars, wrestling bars. Then in the main event, we had Dennis Legendary, aka Moose Click member represent for the Click, taking on our very own Attitude Era podcast, very own Z the Dropout. With his ring announcer Salazar. Technically, it was like a handicap match, you know what I mean? But yeah, polls were in. They had Z winning, but go watch the match. Dope battles, fire stuff. Yeah. So, but until next time, tap in, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, hit the like, leave a comment, tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your friends, and then tell them about me. Until next time, holla at your boy.